the mysteries of the universe that still have no answers. What really happens inside a black hole? And what about aliens? Do they exist, or is it a myth? Even the greatest minds of humanity, armed with the most powerful telescopes and advanced theories, still cannot unravel these mysteries. Scientists spent decades in observatories, gazing into the infinite universe in search of answers, but in the end, often only one thing remains. Who knows? Do you want to find out what the cosmos hides? What I will tell you next will surprise you. Not long ago, it seemed that the universe was infinite, which was perceived as a salvation for our minds. Indeed, thinking about infinity is more difficult than simply accepting it, but scientists have reconsidered this approach. Let's go! Now they believe that the universe has boundaries, although its exact dimensions remain a mystery to us. Why? The thing is that, firstly, the universe continues to expand constantly, and secondly, our telescopes are unable to capture all the light and radiation that permeate its distant corners. To date, cautious estimates by scientists suggest a possible diameter of the visible universe. About 93 billion light-years. This is, of course, a colossal figure. Imagine, if we reduced our Milky Way to a size of 1 centimeter, then the entire visible universe at that scale would stretch out to 9 kilometers. But, I repeat, this is only the visible part. Scientists from Oxford suggest that the entire universe may be 250 times larger than what we see. It's as if 1 centimeter of our Milky Way represents the distance from Moscow to Yerevan, and even that may not be the limit. Why have we not yet encountered spaceships with intelligent green aliens who could help humanity deal with hunger, poverty, and diseases? To be continued. Scientists suggest that life could arise anywhere there is salty water and comfortable conditions for its existence, and there are hundreds of billions of stars like our sun in the galaxy. It is quite possible that someone is already basking under one of them. However, there are two major problems in the search for aliens. The first, we can only search for intelligent life capable of building enormous structures, like Dyson spheres or space colonies. However, we currently do not know how to detect simple life forms, such as bacteria, in the distant universe. The second problem is that, even if we find them, what comes next? The distance between stars is enormous, and correspondence with aliens would take whole centuries. What happens inside a black hole? A black hole is an object so dense and with such powerful gravity that even light, the fastest substance in the universe, cannot escape it. That is why it is black. No one can see what is inside. After all, nothing comes back. This is one of the most mysterious areas in the universe, and even scientists do not fully understand what is happening there. When something approaches a black hole, time begins to slow down. The closer one gets to the event horizon of a black hole, the slower time flows for an outside observer. From the perspective of a person far from a black hole, an object falling into it will seem to freeze in time at the event horizon and will never completely disappear. However, for the object itself, time continues but is distorted, and the space around it is heavily curved. Moreover, a black hole emits sound. This was discovered by scientists observing one of them in the center of the Perseus galaxy. This sound is, at an incredibly low frequency, what? A noted -50 octaves. For comparison, a human can hear sounds in the range from 20 Hz to 20 kHz, and this sound is so low that its frequency does not even fit within normal physical limits. To hear it, one would have to amplify its frequency by trillions of times. Surprisingly, it may seem that black holes sing. This could be related to the processes occurring in their accretion disks, where matter spins at enormous speeds, emitting energy. Or perhaps it is just the cosmic echo of their destructive power. What happens to a person who falls into a black hole? There are many theories, and none of them are particularly cheerful. One of the most well-known is the spaghettification effect. In this case, due to the powerful gravity of the black hole, a person will be stretched into a thin thread, like spaghetti, as the gravitational force on different parts of the body will vary significantly. Another theory suggests that a person may transform into radiation, as the matter approaches the black hole at such speeds and energies that it begins to literally evaporate. And the third version imagines that a person is being squeezed like a tube of toothpaste. Gravity compresses the body so much that all the molecules begin to break down under the pressure. However, all of this is just hypotheses, as no one knows for sure what happens inside a black hole, since it is impossible to escape from it. Dark matter is one of the most exciting and unsolved mysteries of modern science. Scientists are confident that it exists because without it, much of the structure of the universe simply doesn't add up. Get out of here! According to modern theories, ordinary matter, which includes stars, planets, gas, and dust, makes up only about 5% of the universe. And the remaining 95% is dark matter and dark energy. According to astrophysicists, dark matter makes up approximately 27% of the total mass and energy of the universe. But what is dark matter? It is something invisible, not emitting light and not interacting with electromagnetic radiation. That is, it cannot be detected by conventional means, such as telescopes or other instruments. However, its presence can be observed through indirect signs. For example, galaxies rotate at such speeds that, according to all laws of physics, they should have long since flown apart. But this does not happen. Dark matter acts as an invisible gravitational force that holds galaxies together. Scientists suggest that dark matter is composed of particles that have not yet been detected. One of the possible candidates for the role of these particles is weakly interacting massive particles. Their main characteristic is that they almost do not interact with ordinary matter. This makes them extremely difficult to detect. Why is dark matter so important? Because its existence helps explain how the universe evolved after the Big Bang. It may have played a key role in the formation of the first stars and galaxies. Without it, the cosmos might look completely different. To unravel this mystery, scientists around the world are conducting experiments and building giant detectors. One of the most famous projects is the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, created at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. This huge particle accelerator was built with the aim of recreating conditions similar to those at the moment of the Big Bang. Scientists hoped that the collision of particles would reveal traces of dark matter. Despite the fact that the Large Hadron Collider has already led to many important discoveries, including the discovery of the Higgs boson, which was missing to complete the standard model of physics, direct evidence for the existence of dark matter has not yet been obtained. However, scientists do not give up. They continue to search for ways to detect this elusive substance. Great hopes are placed on future experiments and new technologies that will be able to look even further into the mysteries of space. Instagram has introduced exciting new filters today, allowing users to enhance their photos and videos with creative effects and styles. Explore these innovative tools now. The moon, according to the main scientific hypothesis, was formed as a result of a catastrophic event. About 4.5 billion years ago, the Earth collided with a planet the size of Mars, which is called Theia. As a result of this collision, huge amounts of matter were ejected into space, which then combined to form our natural satellite. Since then, the moon has been inextricably linked to the Earth, always showing us the same side due to gravitational capture. But what awaits the moon in the future? Its fate, paradoxically, may unfold in two directions. One scenario suggests that the moon is gradually moving away from the Earth, and this is already happening. Each year, the moon drifts away by several centimeters. Ultimately, after millions of years, it may drift so far away from our planet that it loses the gravitational influence of the Earth and begins a free journey through the solar system. Another possible scenario predicts the opposite. Over time, the gravitational forces of the Earth may pull the moon in so strongly that it will be destroyed. If this happens, the debris from the satellite could form a ring around the Earth, similar to those of Saturn. But before that, terrifying natural disasters will begin on Earth. Caused by the changes in tides, which depend on the gravity of the moon. No matter how the story of the moon ends, its disappearance or destruction will be one of the greatest events in the history of our planet. I don't think you have. Unclear part. Meanwhile, the moon remains our faithful companion, illuminating the night sky and participating in various fantasies and theories, from alien civilizations to great cosmic cataclysms. Another mystery of the cosmos is quantum entanglement. Let's figure out what this means. Albert Einstein referred to quantum entanglement as a spooky action at a distance because the very idea of instantaneous interaction between particles located in completely different corners of the universe seemed to him to contradict all laws of physics. In this phenomenon, two particles can be so closely linked that any change in the state of one immediately reflects on the other, regardless of the distance between them. This distance can be a few centimeters or billions of light years. Interestingly, the interaction occurs instantaneously. This violates the fundamental principle of the theory of relativity, which states that no information can be transmitted faster than the speed of light. Essentially, particles behave as if there is some invisible connection between them that transmits information instantaneously, regardless of distance. This phenomenon calls into question many conventional notions about the nature of space and time. Although it has already been experimentally proven, scientists still do not fully understand how this mechanism works. Quantum entanglement. One of the most mysterious and inexplicable aspects of quantum mechanics, continuing to raise questions among scientists around the world. The Big Bang Theory is a fundamental model that explains how our universe originated and evolved. According to this theory, everything began about 14 billion years ago with a state that scientists call a singularity. This is the point where all the matter and energy of the universe were compressed into an incredibly dense and hot state. The temperature and density at this point were so extreme that the familiar laws of physics, as we know them, ceased to apply. Then, for unknown reasons, a colossal explosion occurred. The Big Bang. The explosion was unlike a typical explosion that we can observe on Earth. It was the expansion of space itself. From this tiny volume, the entire universe suddenly emerged. In the first moment, which scientists call Planck time, the expansion was so rapid that in a tiny fraction of a second, the universe increased from sizes smaller than an atom to sizes much larger than an entire galaxy. This event not only created matter, everything we see around us, from stars to planets, but also gave rise to time and space. Before the Big Bang, neither existed. As a result, all energy and matter began to spread out across new space, and the universe started to cool. I decided that I want to die. After several 100,000 years following the explosion, the first atoms formed, and, after millions of years, the first stars and galaxies began to emerge. This expansion continues today. Moreover, observations made by astronomer Edwin Hubble in the early 20th century showed that galaxies in the universe are moving away from each other, and the farther a galaxy is, the faster it is moving away from us. So far, this effect is known as redshift and has become the main evidence that the universe is not only expanding, but is also doing so at an accelerating rate. It is believed that the mysterious force that scientists call dark energy is the cause of this accelerating expansion. It makes up about 68% of all the energy in the universe, and very little is known about its nature. It is what expands space at such a fantastic speed. But despite the successes in studying the evolution of the universe, the main question remains a mystery. What caused the Big Bang? Scientists propose many hypotheses. Some suggest that the explosion was caused by quantum fluctuations in a vacuum. Others believe that our cosmos is part of an infinite multitude of universes, a multiverse. But so far, none of these theories provide a definitive answer, and the question of the origin of the universe remains one of the greatest mysteries of modern science. In 2006, a group of scientists began searching for signals left over from the Big Bang, using the arcade instrument, absolute, radiometer for cosmology, astrophysics, and diffuse emission. This sensitive radiometer was attached to a large balloon that was supposed to rise high above the Earth to capture the faintest radio signals from space. To the researchers' surprise, the radiometer detected a mysterious signal, a residual radio source whose strength was 6 times greater than what scientists had predicted based on theoretical calculations. This powerful signal, which became known as the cosmic roar, caused great confusion in scientific circles. Essentially, this is a noise that was not predicted by any of the existing models of the universe. Scientists had hoped to detect background radio signals coming from distant galaxies or relic radiation, signals that remained after the Big Bang, but instead, they encountered something completely unexpected. The origin of the cosmic roar remains a mystery. Theories range from the presumed emission from distant star clusters to a possible trace of some unknown cosmic structure. Some scientists have even suggested that this signal may originate from dark matter or other exotic objects that are currently unknown to us. Wow! This unresolved problem continues to intrigue astrophysicists, and they are still trying to figure out what could be the source of such powerful and mysterious radio emission. The cosmos is full of mysteries, and the more we study it, the more questions we have. Humanity is making great strides in exploring space, but so far we have only scratched the surface of these mysteries. We can only hope that the answers we seek are already somewhere on the horizon. For now, we can only ask questions and marvel at how little we know about this boundless cosmos that surrounds us and conceals its mysteries. If you enjoyed this video and want to not just watch but also participate in creating such exciting projects, here's your chance. I am looking for creative people who have skills in video editing, work with graphics or voiceover, or write original scripts. Your ideas and talent could be the key to our new projects. If you're interested, contact me through the Telegram bot, link in the description, and let's create inspiring content together.